welcome to Tales from the Tips. If you're catching us on YouTube, make sure you give us a like and hit that subscribe button. Drop us a comment. Let us know how we're doing. We love to hear from you. You can find Tales from the Tips wherever you find your favorite podcast. Apple, Spotify, YouTube, and of course on the Odyssey app. Just search for Tales from the Tips. Give us a like. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the plus button. And Mick,
Sorry.
You can now find us live on Twitch.
Yeah, it's another thing I have to figure out, I guess.
We're live. Say hi.
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 With TikTok and Twitch.
Just search Tales from the Tips Pod, all one word.
All one word.
On Twitch. And you get to watch this debacle happen live.
It's been a debacle today already.
I'm DA. That guy over there, 15-year tour caddy Mick Middlemo. We're just a couple guys that like to talk about the game of golf both inside and outside the ropes. I have no idea what you're doing over there.
I do.
But we come at it from a completely different perspective. We've got a lot to talk about today, partner.
Sorry I was on the phone. I was just, I was looking at Chris Fortney's, my buddy Chris, his photos from being on the boat all weekend.
How was it?
I just didn't see myself in any of the pictures.
Why? Were you taking them?
No, I wasn't there.
Oh.
I think he just hangs out with people that drink.
But I thought you were invited.
No, his wife might have invited me. She invites me every day.
Do you remember getting an invite?
No, I'm sure she did, but he doesn't. He just hangs out with people that drink. So.
Oh.
He's my best friend, but just not for the next 100 days.
Well, it's what? Day what?
Day 36.
Day 36.
No drinking.
No drinking. We'll get to that. Are you, how you doing over there?
I'm great.
You ready?
Ready. Let's go.
Let's grip it and rip it. So, we've got quite a bit to talk about today.
Oh, yes, we do.
We're going to start with your health.
Amazing.
There's something missing from your leg.
Look at that.
It looks like a swollen knee.
Yeah, it's a little swollen, but it's all right.
What, are you going to say it's because of the heat here in Georgia?
No, it's just, it's still a little bit sore, but it's not bad. I just didn't want to wear the brace anymore. It felt like it was hindering me, so working hard to get it right. I'm going to go
hindering you from doing what?
Everything. Sleeping, golfing. So it was just hindering. So I feel like I've got more movement in it now, so it's starting to get a little better. It's been 5 weeks. And then this Saturday morning, my good mate, Greg Elliott, my golfing partner, who we partner up all the time and beat everybody who we play, unbeaten still. We're going to go into the range next Saturday morning. I'm going to chip and putt and just slowly start this rehab of getting myself in for the golf season.
You do know this is not a good plan.
What?
It's not a good plan.
It's a great plan.
I'm telling you it's not a good plan.
It's a great plan. I'll be fine. I'm not going to go for a run. I'm not going to do anything silly. I'm not going to hit maybe a couple of drivers.
No.
No drivers.
Slim.
No drivers.
Help.
Slim's back there fixing
I know.
things.
He's all over.
Things.
We got audio. We've got all.
He's eating his Chick-fil-A.
Yeah. He's hey, watch it throwing just names of sponsors around.
I didn't throw names. I was just saying what he's eating. If they want to sponsor, bring it away. I'll have this.
Doesn't look like he eats much Chick-fil-A, does he?
No.
Okay.
He's a bit of an athlete looking.
Looks like so you're doing all right.
Doing great.
Okay. Normally I let you. I kind of guide the ship, but I'm going to let you guide the ship today. Where do you want to start? You ready for this? We've got the Travelers. There's some things that happen there.
You know they actually made birdies this week at the Travels? It was actually fun to watch people make birdies and not hack it through the rough. It was actually fun to watch birdies, to watch people down the stretch hitting good shots and making it like a regular golf tournament instead of that debacle that was the US Open, which is garbage.
And we had double bogeys and triple bogeys
Yep.
and quadruple bogeys.
Yeah, yep.
All in one group.
Yep.
The group that you never would have thought that was going to happen to.
No, but they did.
Saturday was brutal.
Saturday was a little fun.
Took 2 guys right out of the tournament. Boop.
Yep.
Thanks.
One of them's a good player too.
One of them.
Actually, my boy Ricky actually had 3 great rounds. He had 1 bad round.
Yeah. Your boy Jason, had a really good.
Yeah, he was playing good.
Top 10.
Still can't watch him wear those ugly clothes that he wears though. God, he wears some ugly clothes.
You don't want Melbourne as a sponsor?
No, please don't. Well, yeah, okay.
Okay.
You can.
I was going to say, I don't know if you're going to turn away anything at this point.
No.
I mean, Chris tried to give you a hat, though, and you won't wear it.
What hat?
Your sponsor hat.
What sponsor hat?
Your buddy Chris.
Oh, it's in the car. I left it. Oh, yeah, I forgot to.
Sorry, Chris.
I forgot to put it on.
Okay. So we've got the Travelers.
Yep.
We get to look ahead at this week's wonderful tournament up in Detroit, Michigan, at the Detroit Golf Club.
Don't go to any laundromats.
That's up in Grand Blanc.
Still in Michigan.
That means nothing.
Still in Michigan.
You could go to Georgia and have your stuff stolen.
Never happened in Georgia.
How about Florida?
Nope, never happened in Florida. It's never happened anywhere except Michigan.
Oh, okay. We've got the...
My first wife happened in Michigan, too.
Good boy. By the way, he's on 3. X's. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
We've got the KPMG Women's
Yeah, let's start there.
PGA Championship.
Let's start with a winning Australian.
You want to start with Minjee Lee.
Yep.
Winning her 3rd major.
Yep.
First since 2022.
It's not that long ago.
I'm giving you highlights.
You made it sound like it was like 1974.
I feel like she's contending every week.
She's a great player. She's Australian. It's what we do.
Too bad her brother isn't.
Well, he had a win not long ago and probably still celebrating.
Probably. I think he's made more TikTok videos than you have.
Do I make TikTok?
We put the shorts out there for you.
Maybe I could make one. Maybe I'll do one.
You should.
Okay,
I've got an idea.
Get Reese to help me.
I got an idea. You're going to make a TikTok video while you're out at the range on Saturday.
All right.
Since it's golf-centric.
Okay.
Unless you had all 3 of the, if Reese wants to shoot you in the bar.
She'd want to shoot me, right?
Well, yeah, you're costing her a small fortune this year.
She's only get little tips now instead of the big ones I used to give. Probably she's...
Yeah. Okay. She wins -4. Now, battled extreme wins. Tough. Those greens were purple, by the way.
Yeah, they were a little bit... looked like that table, a little bit glassy and very quick.
Very quick, very glassy, very hot, and very windy. Yeah, Frisco, Texas.
Good combination. It gets a little windy in Texas.
Yeah, it gets windy in Texas a lot, but why would you pick June? I got questions, Mick.
Well, don't ask me. I've got nothing to do with running the women's tour.
You should.
No, I shouldn't.
I'm telling you right now, somebody needs to get their head out of there.
Every event would be in Australia.
Do you know the last 2 women's majors have gone up against men's signature events? Why? Please explain to me why.
You'd have to speak to the leader of the women's tour and ask why they're doing that.
Listen, I am all about growing the game. But there is no way when you go up against a men's signature event, you're going to grow the game. Look at what happens to the opposite field for the PGA during a signature event. And you think that the women are going to get more viewership because of it? And it's a major?
No.
Then what are we doing?
I can't answer that one. I can't answer. It's not great for golf, but they're going to have to go against some tournament.
Susie, we talked about you last week.
Yeah, I did.
Please, whatever you can do, smack some sense into people in Frisco.
You're angry today, aren't you?
I'm just mad.
I can tell.
I'm a dad of 3 girls, Mick. I really, really would like to see the women's game grow. They're a lot of fun to watch.
They are.
Minjee Lee's a really fun player to watch.
And they swear more than the men.
You did tell us that.
In fact, it's a fact. Some of the conversations that women have between shots and stuff like that is actually amazing. I'm not going to get... Well, you can't get into it, no.
Well, I mean, we got to watch what we're saying on the podcast. You can't be...
There's a lot of cussing.
I mean, we got Twitch, too. We can't swear live.
There's a lot of... Oh, please. There's a lot of cussing and stuff that goes on and, talking about, things.
Lady things?
Lady things.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Let me ask you about your time out there. Favorite event while you were out there? You weren't out there a long time.
I only did 6 events.
Well, that's 6 more than me.
Let's go to the Bahamas, because it's the Bahamas.
Well, that was
Actually,
fun.
China was actually very good. The Blue Bay Resort in China was very good. That was a good stop.
Yeah. That was China being your. Oh, look at now you're going to your credentials over there. He's played with his credentials ever since we put this bag up.
No,
here.
no, I actually found some more. Got more at the house. I found
Well,
some.
bring
in Australia.
more.
I found some in Australia.
We should decorate that even more.
Yeah, I found
Maybe
some
put
more.
some clubs in there.
I've got to get some new clubs. Anyone listening? Got new clubs?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. No. I literally have been thinking about this, and we had a men's signature event, we had a Champions Tour major, and we had the women's major,
All on the same weekend.
all finishing at the same time.
Yeah, no, actually, congratulations. Thank you, Guston's Bar, yesterday, because they had all 3 TVs on the golf, separate ones, so I could watch all of it at the end of
And
it.
on the fourth one, did you have your Cubbies game?
They got shellacked yesterday. They got crushed.
I think so did the Tigers.
They got crushed yesterday by Seattle. We're not
We're not going to talk. We don't want to talk
Move on.
about that.
Move
Okay.
on.
Okay. So she wins by 3.
Yep.
Do you know where they head next?
Probably Michigan. It was kind of led me into that one. Is it
You
Michigan?
kind of already knew that too.
Is it Michigan?
Yes. They're going up to
How many times have-
Midland, Michigan,
It could be Midland.
where I spent
Could be Midland, Texas.
well, it'd be a lot hotter. Not enough lakes around there.
Ooh, that
At least you could go to Sanford Lake in Midland.
The
And,
place is hot. Midland, Texas.
no thanks.
And cold. I've been there too when it's been freezing.
What tournament was in Midland, Texas?
Midland, Texas was the Web.com Corn Ferry Tour.
Ooh,
They used to play in Midland, Texas. They used to play in Odessa, and then they moved to Midland.
okay.
Yeah, home of George
Odessa?
George W. Bush country.
Odessa to Midland.
Yeah, they're about
Texas.
40 miles apart. They're not that far apart.
Well, Midland, Michigan is probably a little hotter. Well, it's warm.
There's a wonderful club right in between Odessa and Midland where women sort of get up on stage and things.
Oh, is that your favorite place on that tour stop?
It was there.
Yeah. Okay.
Bring your own beer in. It was good.
Midland, Michigan
Mm-hmm.
has a pretty good country club called the Midland Country Club.
Are you going up there for this?
So, no, I'm going to be up there 2 weeks. I'm going to be north of it. About 30 minutes north of Midland in a couple weeks at my father-in-law's lake house.
So are we not recording that week, or are you taking me with you?
No, we're not going to record that week. I'm going to be gone. I'm going to be on a boat
What if I just did it by myself?
in the lake. Oh, you could.
Me and Slim.
You
I
and
could
Slim.
bring Slim up.
Maybe Kim could show up.
Maybe I'll get a special guest for that day.
That would be fun.
Let me work.
You
on
think
that.
you could do it?
Yeah, of course I could do it. Me and Slim, we run. Watch the ratings go up.
Watch the ratings go. You're a part of the show.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not. Trust me, they're not tuning in to watch me.
Yeah, they are.
They're for you. You're the caddy.
Nah.
You're the one with the stories, the insight, the
I'm
breakdown.
going to bust some people this week, too.
You ready?
Yeah, let's go. Come, let's move on.
Okay.
Let's get away from the ladies, too. That was
Well,
great.
but hang on. I wanted to talk about Midland, Michigan.
Oh, of course.
I got to play there several times when I went to school up there, and I also studied the clubhouse. Do you know why?
Because it's near the 18th green.
It is. Can you believe that?
Good. It's a good
It's
golf course.
actually a really good golf course.
Good.
Um,
I'll be interested to watch.
Eldon B. Dow.
Who's he?
He was an architect. Studied under Frank Lloyd Wright. I was studying architectural design at the time. You didn't know this about me, did you?
No, I did not.
Look at that. Eldon B. Dow is the son of the founder of Dow Chemical, by the way, and a Michigan grad. Go
I'll have
Blue.
useless information for 1,000. Thanks, Alex.
I have to give you facts, Mick. I've got to give you facts. No, actually, I really enjoy that club. I love actually watching that tournament on TV. Oh, wait. You don't usually get to see it.
It's not on TV?
It might be like ESPN plus or
8.
yeah, something
The
like that.
Ocho, after the men's pillow fighting.
Yeah, cornhole.
The pillow fighting is one that gets me, sorry.
Okay. So you want to go to Travelers?
Yeah.
You sure you don't want to
Let's move on to the Travelers.
You don't want to touch on the hot Spaniard winning?
Nah,
his-
he won. He won. He'll go drink wine, smoke a cigar, move on.
Do you know what his favorite cigar is?
No.
I do. Hold on. I'll tell
Well,
you.
you don't. You've had to look it up.
It's a well, I want to make sure I say it right. Fuente Opus X Perfection number 2.
How much are they?
I don't know. I didn't look that up. He smokes 4 of them a day.
That's not a lot, is it? Is it a lot for cigars? I don't know. I don't smoke. Never smoked. I don't know.
Either. And he washes one down in the morning with an espresso.
Yeah, well, he's got his set routine.
And a lot of wine.
Yeah, he's got his set. Well, I heard his interview on Saturday. They said, you're nervous about tomorrow and all this sort of stuff. He's like, nah, I'm good. Just going to go have dinner, drink a bottle of red, move on.
He's got 17 Champion Tours wins now.
Yeah. He's not going to lose sleep over the next day, whether he's leading or not, I can assure you. That is one man that's not going to do that.
Mick.
Another one was Carlos Franco. Remember Carlos Franco?
I do remember Carlos Franco.
Carlos Franco never used to hit balls.
He just right from the locker room out there.
He would never do it, like even practice. And you would ask him, you hitting balls today? No. Carlos don't need to hit balls. Carlos, very good player.
Did he at least hit
the third
the third person.
Carlos no need to practice. Carlos very, very good player.
Wait, hold on a second. Did he at least go out on the putting green?
Yeah. He'd hit a few, but he wouldn't hit many balls.
But he wasn't doing a range session.
Nah. Range session for him was like 10 shots. He'd be exhausted. I'm good. Move on. Let's go. Let's just play.
Just. By the way, Miguel has almost a $double lead in the Charles Schwab Cup. He's got over $2.3 million.
The mechanic.
Yeah. He's
Hey, tell you what, he's not going to spend much of it either.
Our boy, Stuart Sink, is in 4th. He's almost $1 million behind him.
Well, there's a long way to go still.
Really? It's July.
This is like 4 events.
Yeah, I think yeah. You might want to just hand Mr. Jimenez the Charles Cup.
You just like saying his name, Jimenez.
I used to loathe him during the Ryder Cup.
Why?
I just couldn't. Oh.
He's very cheap too, apparently.
Him and Sergio together.
Well, see, I love Sergio. Sergio's a good dude.
I don't know. You don't ever tell us these things.
Sergio's a great dude. I love Sergio. Sergio's a good dude.
I got mad at Sergio when he left.
Nah, Sergio's a good man.
Yeah, I'll believe you.
Good fellow.
Okay. You really want to get to the Travelers.
Yeah, I'd like to have a little look at it.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, your favorite drafts are poured at a frosty 29 degrees, and rare barrel-aged whiskeys are served just the way you want them. It's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find a scratch kitchen that always comes in clutch every day from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Stick around after the sun sets. Twin Peaks is open really late. Wind down with bourbon and late-night bites.
Where would you like to start? Would you like to start on Saturday?
I'm going to start with. You can start
with,
on Saturday. You can
with.
You start. You go about Saturday, and then I'll bring in Sunday. I'm happy to bring in Sunday.
Wow. Well, let's talk about Saturday first, because we had 2 major champions at the top of the leaderboard, Scotty and JT. Scotty starts out double, and it just goes downhill from there.
South from there.
That group had obviously they had birdies, they had pars, they had bogeys, they had double bogeys, they had triple bogeys, and Justin topped it off with a quad on a par 5.
Yeah, were you okay with that? Because I know you know that's your boy.
I was not happy that day.
I figured you might have had
that whole group
might have been crying a little bit.
I was sad
No, I figured
that the boys. That was the group. That was my group.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Saturday. Let's get on to Sunday.
You want to go on to Sunday?
Let's go on to Sunday.
So Captain America, Keegan Bradley
should be in the Ryder Cup team, 100%.
He's going to have to pick himself.
He should.
Why?
Because he's an animal. He's like Ian Poulter. He has a will to win, a desire. Nothing scares him. And when he represents the US, it's going to be even better. And playing a home soil and stuff like that, oh, yeah. He needs to play. I'd love for him to play.
I don't disagree.
Love for him to play. Look at the look on his face when he won it and stuff like that. The shot that he hit on 18. And this is where I'm going to get into the comparisons.
Yep.
Of watching Fleetwood and his caddy versus, Yes, the captain and Keegan and Scotty Vale, the way they handled it. Two different things.
Okay.
And Fleetwood and his
How
caddy,
about it?
Ian.
You go ahead.
Fleetwood and his caddy, Ian, look like deers in headlights trying to make that decision on 18. I mean, it's an 8-mile-an-hour wind. It's not an 80-mile-an-hour wind. And they hummed and hard. They thought about it. Someone else Henley had to hit first.
Yep.
Then they were hitting next. And when they were still ready to hit, they still hadn't made up their mind. They still hadn't made the decision on what to hit. They just kept messing. Then they changed clubs, and then they obviously made the wrong choice, or he just hit a bad shot. But there was nothing about the decision looked like it was like, this is it. This is the right decision. Let's go. Let's hit the shot. This is what you've been practicing for forever and ever. Let's hit that shot. Let's get it in there close and stuff. There was none of that. He looked scared. And
So
this is a guy who's probably made $20 million in his career. He could finish golf tomorrow and never play again. And he'd be happy. But yet that's how much winning on the PGA Tour means. He wants to win so bad for the first time. He was so nervous. He choked. I'm telling you right now, that was a straight choke.
You don't ever use that word.
No, that was a straight choke.
So he bogeys 3 out of the first 4 holes to give up his lead.
Yep, gets it back, plays beautifully. But you just watch the difference between, and then Keegan and Scotty Vale picked that club out on the last, and they picked it out, talked about, hit the shot. That's it. There's no other factor.
Keegan went and won the golf tournament.
Keegan went and won it. But he had a little help. Now, I will give Fleetwood a little bit of credit. That putt he hit to tie it, which, as it turns out, would have tied it. It hit a ball mark.
Sure.
And it bounced a little bit to the right, but he should never have been that far away with his first putt. He shouldn't have been that far away with his... He shouldn't have missed the green from where he was in the fairway.
No,
He missed the green. And it was just... But you watch Scotty Vale, who's a great caddy for Snedeker for a long, long time. He's been around. He's probably had 10 or 11 wins as a caddy. He's a top-class caddy. The two of those guys just went, this is the club, this is the shot, this is the win, go. This is it.
He's been on the bag for pretty much all of Keegan's wins, including his big PGA, his major.
I don't know if he was on the bag for that.
I thought it said it was. Yeah,
he may have been. Pepsi may have been on the bag for that one.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
I think Pepsi may have been.
I think you're right.
To do some work.
So I did. I'm glad you brought it up because I know there's a lot of talk, and that's what I wanted to talk to you about was Ian versus Scotty Vale. Mm-hmm. I mean, you look at what these two caddies brought, and I don't disagree. I think the indecision, instead of a caddy, and you've said this multiple times on the podcast where you say, there's times where I've said to my player, if I told you on Monday that we were going to be walking up the 72nd hole and you have a shot to win.
From the middle of the fairway.
From the middle of the fairway, and I have a scoring club in your hand.
Mm-hmm. You take it every day.
You're going after it.
They just look confused. They look like they're confused themselves.
But why didn't... Okay, so this is the question I ask. Because I think they clubbed down to a wedge.
Yes.
Why not hit the 9-iron into the middle of the green?
That's the conversation I would have been having. What's the one that's going to get you the closest? But again, I don't know how he hit the shot either. He may have chunked a little bit. He may have caught it a little bit off the toe. What I'm suggesting is that the way they handled picking that club took too long, and they just messed around, and I think that builds indecision. Am I doing this? You know, when your caddy comes up and puts the bag there, which means he's not really thrilled about the club. So, hey, let's try another one. You go back up, they're looking at the wind again, you know, they're going back, look again, talk about it, change clubs. There was nothing like, okay, all right, this is the one. Okay, this is the club we're hitting. Here's a yardage book again. We're going to go through. Let's start again. All right, let's start from the beginning. You're going to hit 9-iron, and this is where I want you to hit it. If say it's 140, I don't know what the yardage was, just say it's 140.
I think it was 146.
Okay, so it's 146, just say it's playing 155 into the wind. We're hitting a 155 shot with this club. You've hit it 1,000 times. That's what we need to do. 155 with this shot, that's your target, just left of the pin, hit the shot. There didn't seem to be any of that. They just seemed to be confused, indecision, and then right at the last minute, change clubs, and then the caddy just stepped away and he hit the shot. There was no real interaction. Whereas you watch Scotty Vale and Keegan, it was all done. Of course, they're hitting last, so they've already got that decision made. They're ready to go.
Well, and also...
And that's the way they handled it.
And he also saw where Tommy was.
Yeah.
So now it makes it a little bit... Now, I'm not taking anything away from that shot he hit.
Oh, it's a brilliant shot.
Put it in 5 foot 8 inches.
Yeah.
I mean...
That's the way he
with
plays.
A 9-iron, just pure.
That's the way he plays. He saw an opening and went, I'm taking it, and I'm going to finish this guy off. Because that's the way he thinks.
He went and won that golf tournament.
Yeah, that's the way he thinks, and that's why he should be in the Ryder Cup team.
I know what you're saying about the ball mark. I think he still, I don't think he even had the right line. Because if you look at the same putt that Keegan hits,
yeah, it may have probably.
Keegan was a little bit more to the left edge of that cup. Now, that could have been influenced because he saw what the ball did. Mm-hmm. But Tommy, like, literally he was starting at middle cup.
Yeah, he was.
And it bounced.
And it did bounce. Yeah, it did. And it was a little unlucky. Would it have gone in? We'll never know. But he shouldn't have been in that position.
No, I agree.
So you're putting I'm not sledging the caddy by any stretch of the imagination. I just don't think they thought it through. And I think if they sit after the tournament and think about it, they probably went, yeah, we weren't decisive enough. You've got to make that decision. As a caddy, you've got to go, hey, that's the club. 9, that's it. It's no good being a yes man. Yes men, caddies don't make it. They don't last. You know, oh yeah, that's the one, yeah. You like 6 here? Yeah. And players will test you out on that. You know, you'll have a practice round, and, you know, if you've got a new caddy, they'll test you out. You know, they'll be like, do you like 6 here? And a lot of caddies will go, yeah, I like 6 here. Knowing full well it's a 7. The player knows full well it's a 7 iron. But he's going to test you out. You like 6 here? And if you say, yeah, he's probably going to know you're full of, you know, BS.
I mean, he goes and smokes a 6 iron over the green.
Yeah, smokes 6 iron over the green. But you should be like sitting there going, no, I think 7's the answer. This is the reason why I like 7. Come out and say it.
Yeah.
Now, he might not agree. He might go, no, I think I like the 6 because I can cut the 6 in there. I can grip down a little bit. I feel more comfortable playing that shot. And then you could say, okay, fine. If you're comfortable playing that shot and that's how you feel, good, go ahead and hit the shot.
Right,
I have no problem with you hitting that shot.
The player's now talked him into the shot that he wants to hit.
Yeah.
Versus where the caddy's telling him what shot to hit.
Yeah, I mean, I can say hit a 7 iron all day and try to draw one in there. I'd like you to hit 7. He's like, nah, my eye doesn't suit that shot. I want to hit 6, so I want to grip down a little bit, maybe a little cut, hold it against the wind. I'd rather hit that shot. If you feel more comfortable hitting that shot, then go ahead, hit that shot.
So it kind of reminds me of you've told the story about when you were on the bag for Michelle Wee.
Oh,
and her father would ask you, why did you have her hit that shot? She can't hit that shot. Yeah, and you would be like, well, that would have been helpful to know.
Yeah, it was a 4 hybrid in Mexico, yeah. I tried to get her to cut it around a tree. She can't cut that club. Well, would have been handy to know before we started the tournament.
And I understand what you're saying about.
And after a while, that's hard when you when you first start caddying for a player.
Yeah, when you first start caddying for a player. But
you don't know all that.
Ian has been on the bag since 2016.
Yeah,
with Tommy.
Again, I don't think it was so much as. I just think it was the bad. They were just indecisive. There was no positive feedback. I don't think there was any positive coming from both of them. This is
so. How do you stop? How do you? Okay, let me ask you this: when you start sensing that happening, what would you have done different there?
Start again. Let's just start again. I'm going to pull my yardage book out. Let's start again. We know where the wind is. That's not a factor now. We know it's in off the right. Let's just say it's in off the right.
Right.
It's blowing. It's half a club in off the right. We know that for a fact. Now we want to land it. This is the yardage book. This is where we're at. You said 146, so now it's playing 155. So we want to hit a 155 shot. This is where we want it to land. Okay, you good? You good with 155? That's a 9 iron. Take the 9 iron out. 150. I want you to hit 155 to here. Done. That's it.
Right. Two putt and get out of there.
All the guesswork is out of it. But they just seemed a little bit, they seemed a little off when it comes to their teamwork.
No, I think just as the casual golf fan watching it on TV, as soon as he went back into the bag, you knew what was going to happen.
Yeah, and it was one of those things. It was like when I watched it, it was like that was the perfect example of, I said because Keegan and Scotty, they worked out beautifully. Then we didn't see all their interactions because obviously Henley hit first and then Fleetwood and then them. So, they've had their conversation, but they were ready to go. That's what's not changing. It's not changing now. The wind isn't going to make a difference. They just went, okay, we're ready to go. Tommy wasn't ready to go when it was his shot. He was not ready.
So then let me ask you this. We get up by the green. Russ goes first.
Bingo.
Chips it in. Do you think that plays a factor into what happened with Tommy next?
No, because Keegan already was in there close. You're thinking Keegan's.
So he was.
You're thinking Keegan's going to make that. So.
Well, he's going to make that.
Yeah, you put him down as making that. So you got a 2-putt.
Because at that point you've got to put a mindset of match play in.
Yeah. In
your mind.
Yeah, you've just got a 2-putt. That's all you got to do now. And that first putt wasn't very good either.
Yeah. What was that, by the way?
Yeah, exactly. So Anyway, that was my take.
Okay.
Watching it yesterday, it was like, and that's the first time that I've really seen like a caddy-player relationship, and then the next one just totally dominate what could have happened.
Well, it's funny because I think either it was the last podcast or it was a couple when we were talking about Daniel Chopra, and you said he went on a roll, he went on a run, and you said I took no credit for it when I got on there. So there's a part where the caddy does play a role,
Yeah, 100%.
even when they're playing good.
Yeah, it's just, and it's just, you got to keep your player playing good. You got to keep him positive, keep him focused.
So what?
Stay out
what
of the
does
way. Basically, stay out of the way when he's doing good. I mean, I'm going to give you a yardage. It's 145. It's playing 152. It's 146 to cover the bunker.
and just
152 is your number.
and just
the
hope-
players goes, okay.
and just hope ShotLink doesn't jump over
Yeah,
you.
and then the player goes, thanks very much, and hits the shot.
Yeah.
And then you just go on there from there. Unless unless they get caught between clubs, that's when you have that conversation. Where do you want to be? Where do you want to miss this? 155 shot, middle of the green would have been. He would have taken it.
That's the part that I think when I'm looking at it going, that literally is what I said. I said, why are you not going for the middle of the green here? And I'm almost thinking the way like Scotty plays, Scheffler. Like I'm sitting there going, Scotty Scheffler in that situation would have put one dead center in the middle of the green and let the putter work.
15 feet left of the flag.
Yeah.
Pin high. Yeah.
Pin high, 15 feet.
I do have a great Scotty Vale story for you, though, when he caddied for Brant.
Please.
When he caddied for Brant Snedeker. And Scotty, hopefully you'll see this and you'll remember this clearly. We were paired together at the Honda on the Jack Nicklaus course, the old, what do they call it down the Bear Trap.
Oh yeah.
On 17, and at the start of the week, they've got the advertising boards on the back tee, so you would walk down to the green and shoot your laser from the front of the green to the board. So you know how far it was, how far it played up or down. It might have been played 5 or 6 down to the boards. So then when you get there, you would walk off the boards,
Yeah.
to the tee markers and know it's 7 short of that to the front of the green, whatever. Well, on this occasion, they moved the boards. They moved the tee. They moved the boards down 1 tee. So I go up there and I step it off, and I know it's the next tee down. And I caddy for Greg Owen, and Greg hits the shot. And he's hit a good one in there, and I think we hit 7. And Scotty's looking at me like 7. He's 7. And so he gives him the yardages, and he's going through, and then I see him pull 5 out. He's got 5 iron in his hand, Snedeker. I'm like, how's he hitting 5 iron? And then I look and I'm like, please don't tell me he's taken that off the boards off the wrong tee. And he hits this shot, and he's just, Snedeker's just like posing over this thing, and it just, it covers, I don't think it still landed. It covered the green. And that's what we call a mystery. That's what we call a mystery yardage.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what players call the caddy gave me a mystery, which is, 25 yards wrong.
Oops.
Yeah, oops. Yeah. Sorry, Scotty, I had to throw it in there.
You
I've done it myself, don't worry.
I was going to say, it sounds like someone from experience
Oh,
over
yeah,
there.
I've given mysteries. I gave one to Brendan de Jong at Pebble Beach. Second.
Really?
Yeah. It wasn't at Pebble, it was at Spyglass.
Mr. Filet over there.
Yeah, I gave him a mystery at Pebble Beach.
Really?
Second shot on the par 5.
What did you say?
I gave him a yardage, and he pulled 3 iron out, and I was like, yeah, it's perfect. And it came up like 25 yards short. He turns and looks at me, I go, I think that's the wrong yardage.
Oops.
I was like, yeah, that was probably not my best.
I didn't know that you caddied for Dion.
I did 2 events. His caddy had issues, and I did waste management. I think he finished 15th or 16th. Had a good week.
That's a fun one.
Had a good week there. And then I think we missed the cut at Pebble because I kept giving him bad numbers.
No wonder you didn't stick around.
He's a good friend of mine. He's a great friend of mine. Great guy.
He's
Wonderful guy.
Well, he's doing a wonderful job now broadcasting.
Yeah,
so.
he is. He's a good dude. Good dude. He had a funky swing. Never won on tour. Had a little funky swing. He would take it inside and over the top. But boy, he could putt lights out. But he was a great player.
Yeah.
And better guy. Zimbabwean.
Maybe you could have him come on.
I could get him. I probably could. I've got his phone number.
I mean, he's got the chops for a microphone at least.
Yeah, he does.
Maybe he could host. He'll do better than I would.
Johnson Wagner could probably.
Oh, now you've got both parts of the
Wags,
Wagyu and
I was
Filet
actually
show.
the first tournament that I ever caddied for here in America. Johnson Wagner was in our group. That was at Raleigh, North Carolina.
I like both of those guys.
Johnson Wagner and Ryan Hightower was the other one in that group.
Oh, nice. Well,
I'm
look
just
at
a
you.
plethora of information today. I'm
So-
not all angry.
What do you? Yeah, no, you were a lot gentler than I thought you were going
No,
to be.
it was just
You were
disappointing.
still angry about the
US Open?
USGA.
Yeah. US Open. Shouldn't even be a mate. Anyway.
Okay. The Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Which state?
Donald Ross
what
design.
state? What state is it in? Slim?
You're not leading me to it.
What state is it
You
in?
know where it's at. Stop. Slim, he's misbehaving again.
No, I'm
Once
not.
again, misbehaving.
Michigan. Say
Yes,
it.
Detroit.
Where all the good golfers come from. I did go to a football game in Detroit once. Lions, Redskins. Sorry, Commanders. Sorry.
Yeah, don't be insensitive,
Sorry,
would you?
Sorry.
Tough times these days.
I know.
Um,
Trying to work on my American accent. I don't want to get
yeah.
thrown out. I don't want to get thrown
You don't want to get thrown out
I don't wanna
before you
thrown
even get
out
your
before
credentials.
Before I get my credentials
Yeah, I mean,
taken care of.
well, I think this current administration would approve what you just said then.
Maybe.
Okay. The Rocket at the Detroit Golf Club, a Donald Ross design. So Donald Ross did a lot of work in the Detroit area. Did you know that this thing's going to go through a major renovation afterwards?
I did not.
Yeah. Terrell Ray. Well, so he has
Terrell Ray?
one of the best Donald Ross redesigners in the country out of Charlotte, North Carolina.
There's a good job.
I was going to say,
How do you get that
why
job?
did I not go down that road,
How do you get
Mick?
Because you'd make every par 4 like 380.
Why? No. Stop it.
Anyway.
You know okay, get out of here. You know, I'll have bunkers for you.
Bunkers don't bother me.
I've seen you.
When have you seen me? We've never seen me hit out of a bunker. We've only ever played scrambles. We don't hit out of bunkers and scrambles.
We did hit out of a bunker in a
no,
scramble.
No, we did not.
Yes, we did.
Where at?
At the Eagle Watch.
We were in a
Yeah,
bunker.
it was the bad day.
No, we were behind the bunker. We weren't in the bunker.
No, we were in the bunker.
No, lies. Move. I would have hit it to 6 foot. Anyway, go on.
It was a short par 4. Drove it into the bunker.
Oh, yeah, you're right. We did too. Right-hand side.
Yeah.
I actually hit a good shot there.
No, you.
We all actually hit good shots out of that bunker.
Okay.
Yeah, we did. Anyway, move on.
Okay. Who do you have this week? Does Ricky show up? Because he didn't show up last week.
He did show up. He played 3 great rounds. He had 1 bad round when he shot 7 over.
Is he going to show up this week?
Yep.
He's not hurt anymore.
Nope. He's playing.
Neck injury?
No, fine.
You sure?
I got to pick him every week.
You're going to pick him this week?
Yep. Him and I don't know who else can I pick this week. Let me think about that.
You think about it. Let me give you my pick.
JT Poston,
No,
Russell.
JT's not playing.
Russell Henley.
No,
He's playing good.
he's playing really good. I thought actually Russ was going to. I thought Russ was going to steal that tournament.
All right, I'll pick him this week then.
I don't think Russ is playing.
Why not?
He might need a week off. He's been playing Memorial, U.S. Open, Travelers. You know, Russ is now, like
They're not playing football. They're not playing football.
6th or 7th. Well, seemingly, you can't play every week these days. Mav McNeely.
I'd have to look and see who's in the
He's
field.
plus 2,800 on BetMGM.
So you're going to have a little wager on that?
No, I'm not. I don't know if I would do that. If these stats through the PGA Tour are correct, I'm taking JJ Spawn at plus 10,000.
He's still going to be hungover. I just don't
Yeah, it
see the
could be
bounce
one.
back from winning the US Open going to be that good for him.
On a course where you can just fire at pins and not that long of a golf course?
Is that
If
Scotty
it's more
Is
hit,
that Scotty Scheffler play? That fellow, is he playing?
no,
He's not?
no.
How come you didn't put the field in front of me? You give all these notes and you didn't...
I don't have the field in front of me.
Well, look it up.
It's not in my notes. I did the research beforehand.
I didn't.
I looked at the field. Let's just say it's a light field.
Well, no one wants to go. Maybe no one wants to go to Detroit.
Well, I mean, let's see here. You go from the Memorial, and then you go to the Canadian Open, and then you go to the
let's
U.S.
not get carried.
Open, and then you have a
people
signature event.
Not many people went to the Canadian Open.
Well, it's because it's sandwiched in between the U.S. Open and the Memorial, where you beat the living daylights out of these guys for 2 out of the 3 weeks.
Yeah, we did go through that. I will look.
Look it up. Maybe throw a little video up on TikTok.
You want to look at it now?
Oh, you want to go ahead? I mean, we got time. Slim, do we got time?
You keep talking.
Yeah.
Slim's up. Slim's still eating his Chick-fil-A.
What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about? Oh, I know what we can talk about.
Keep going. Talk.
So we have a new champion. Well, not a new champion.
What?
Back-to-back championships. Stanley Cup champs. Congratulations to the guys, the Florida Panthers. Mick, I have to be very careful here.
Why?
We have a lot of viewers now up in Canada. I should be very careful when I say, enjoy your 33-year drought.
You said that, not me.
I did.
You said that. I did not say that.
I told you.
I was actually hoping the Oilers would win.
You were. You technically picked them.
Brad Marchand.
Brad Marchand had a phenomenal finals.
He did. Let's have a look at the field. Hold.
How about Kachuk? Kachuk had a really good finals.
Considering he was near dead, he had so many injuries. He got. Yep.
Yeah, he was bandaged together.
Holy moly!
They're all
There's
bandaged.
some players in here I thought were retired.
They're coming out of the woodwork. There's only a few tournaments that these guys can actually get to play
Holy
in.
moly! I thought he was dead.
I think Jonathan Vegas is plus 10,000 as well.
I thought this bloke was dead. Here we go.
Cam Champ playing?
Holy moly!
I know Cam Young's supposed to be playing.
He is.
He didn't have a very good week.
Harry Higgs.
Harry Higgs?
There you go.
There's a name.
There's a top 10 right there, Harry Higgs. Book it.
You're going with Harry Higgs top 10.
Book it.
Okay.
Chris Kirk wins.
Chris Kirk.
Chris Kirk wins. Harry Higgs top 10. Get on. If not, he'll reimburse you.
Oh. I guess we're going to have to be reimbursing people. I didn't know that these days. For their bets. We're not sponsored or endorsed by any of these gaming sites.
Come on, DraftKings. Come on.
You're on that was a DraftKings.
No, I was on the PGA website there.
That was off that. So that's BetMGM. That's their official tour partner.
Oh, is it? Sorry.
And FanDuel.
Sorry.
I don't know. They got multiples. What else you want to talk about?
That's it. Nothing. I've given the caddies a roast, and the good ones, I've said that was pretty good. That was the difference. Not that I'm going to have a crack at Ian when I see him because he's 6'7".
I was going to say you're going to be like, it's not like you're a short guy either.
6'2".
You're going to be still looking up 5 inches.
I could be 6'1.5" the way my knee is.
You're getting closer to 6. I know.
Yeah, I know.
Be hobbling.
I'm good. Look at that. What's on the
Anything else?
No, we're good. How long have we been going? No, that's it. That's all I got out of the Travellers, apart from being a great tournament. Great finishing hole where everybody stands on the grass there to make it a big amphitheatre. It's very good.
I think they did. TPC River Highlands did a great job. The tournament was great. We had another exciting finish. It always seems to produce that way.
Is the NBA finished yet, or is it going?
Yeah, they finished last night.
Oh, that's right. Game 7 was last night.
The Oklahoma City Thunder.
You talk about bad scheduling.
Why?
It takes 6 months for them to finish the playoffs.
Well, dude, they also play every 4 nights during the playoffs.
Yeah. And let's have Game 7 on a Sunday night. It's not like no one has to get up in the morning the next day or anything like that. Let's have it on a Sunday night.
Well, listen, if they...
Have it on a Saturday night where people might want to watch it and have a drink.
I thought it would have been a great idea for you to have a Game 7 on a Saturday night.
You would think, wouldn't you?
You would have thought that it would have been a good idea.
It's like if some moron came up with the idea to play the college football championship on a Monday night. Oh, who'd do that?
Are you done over there?
I'm good.
You good?
Play the Super Bowl on a Sunday too if you want.
And there it is. Ladies and gentlemen.
It's just dumb.
Today is all about dumb scheduling. That's what
you started
we've
it.
just recapped the entire episode in one sentence. Dumb scheduling.
I don't know why they don't make Game 7 of the NBA like the US Open.
You could-
Well, because it's like...
How?
Well,
What do you mean?
Well, like...
Please help me here.
Because, like, that little fella that does the morning show, Bo,
Yeah.
on that radio station, are we allowed to mention them or not?
Well, yeah, I mean,
Okay,
we're
no-
only on a global podcast.
Okay.
I mean, no one really
but
cares
anyway.
about it.
Well, you can. You can look it up on the Odyssey app, 92.9 The Game. He
Nice plug. Way to go.
Yeah, he,
look at that. Slim. Yeah, look at that.
See that? Well,
He's
see that?
picking up things quick, hasn't he?
worked my way into this one, didn't I, Slimbo? Yeah, he liked the US Open because he likes to watch people struggle, and so it makes him feel good about himself. Well, why doesn't the NBA do the same thing? Why don't they make it impossible so we can all laugh and joke at them?
What are you going to put a lid on the basket so you can't
just
shoot
make it like
free
20.
throws?
Just make it like 20 foot tall and make the backboard move or something, and then make the rims like they do at the carnival where the ball hardly fits in. That's exactly what the US Open is.
Wow. There's very few times I'm speechless. Right now, you have rendered me speechless.
I'm just saying that. Then the score's going to be 10-8 at the end of the game, and it'll be, oh, that was amazing. It just looked like me playing, missing 30 shots. It's the same principle. Okay, I'm good now.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm good now.
You good
It's
yelling
2
at...
weeks in a row I've had a spat with the USGA. Because I enjoyed watching golf again on the weekend.
I would say it this way. You're passionate about the game, and you care about the game.
I do. I love golf.
And you love to... Yeah, clearly, you watched 3 tournaments all at one time. Thanks, guys.
He's back to... Now he's mad at the scheduling.
Well, listen, that's what it comes down to.
I wouldn't have been watching golf if I was allowed to go on a boat.
Well, that's your buddy Chris Fortney's fault. I didn't get invited either. How do you feel about that?
You went to the pool. You were invited to the pool.
That's because my wife told me we're going.
I actually went to the pool last week. Jenny, his wife, invited me. So I
Oh,
went.
that's nice, Jenny.
Yeah, I went.
Thanks, Jenny. Thanks for inviting Mick to the pool.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you're going to hear about this one, aren't you?
Yep. And I'm going to hear all about your tournament next week from Michigan. So I better see
Yep.
if it's... I better watch
Well,
it.
next week. So next week we're gonna do 2 things next week.
Yep.
John Deere Classic,
Uh-huh.
and we will do our picks for the Scottish Open.
Okay.
Since we will.
And
be,
then you're away. And I'm taking on the show by myself.
I am going on vacation.
And I'm going to take the show away by myself.
If you want to record the show, you set it up with Slim, and
Oh, I'm going at it.
I would love to see it.
Oh, I'm going at it.
I will actually give you. Well, no, you actually have the show notes. You just need to look in the.
Yeah, I
Folder.
got it.
Okay. I can't wait for this one, Slim.
do this one by myself. I'm gonna have.
You're going to do an episode by yourself.
No, I'm going to have a special guest come in.
Are you going to ask yourself questions?
I'll have a guest come in.
Who?
Don't you worry about it. I'll figure something out.
I'll send you Alex's number.
What do I want Alex's number for?
You need friends
I've got Alex's number.
that live here.
Alex who?
Urban?
Oh, I've got his number.
You sure?
Yeah, I've got his number.
Okay.
Do you want me to say it on air? No, I don't.
No. Do not do that. Okay. Thanks for teaming up with us on Tales from the Tips. You can find us on Instagram, X. Mick is always on the TikTok.
Twitch.
We are now live on Twitch.
Hold, please.
And you can find all of our shorts and new content on YouTube. Guys, remember, keep your drive straight, your putts short, and your scores low as we tee it up on Tales from the Tips. We'll see you next time.
See you, kids.